Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm Pete and this is my story. I've been traveling all over America and the world, often with my favorite people, in search of the most amazing sights, trails, cultures, and experiences. Sometimes I live out of my backpack and other times in my car, but often enjoy some of the most unique and interesting places to stay. Traveling and hiking is my passion. It's not always easy or pretty, but it's always a lot of fun. And of course, if you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and hit that bell. I'd love to stay connected. In our last episode, we wrapped up our Appalachian Trail backpacking adventure in Port Clinton, Pennsylvania, with a lazy morning at camp, tea on the Pinnacle Cliffs, and some exciting animal encounters along the way. In this episode, we drive to Virginia for our first 7-day backpacking hike, pit gas against electric on our drive, and get an ego check on trail after setting up camp. So without further ado, let's get started. We are super excited today. We just got all packed up. We're heading out on a new adventure down to Roanoke, Virginia. And if you've never heard of Roanoke, Virginia, trust me, either did I before we researched this trip. But it is the location of the Appalachian Trail Triple Crown. So we're going to spend about the next 9 days traveling down that direction. And we're going to spend 6 days on the trail and 3 days checking out the towns and some of the other sites. This is a special trip for us. My wife and I have been married for 20 years, and so this is the trip we're taking to commemorate that. Should be interesting. I don't know that it would be her first choice to go trekking on a trail, but she's going to put up with me and go do this. But my payback for her is to take her to a spot at the end and pamper her a little bit, soothe those aching muscles after days on the trail. We're going to head out now, and we'll give you updates along the way. So I just got off the phone with Becky and realized that I mispronounced the town, the destination town we're going to. It's not Roanoke, it's Roanoke. So if you happen to live in that town and you're watching this video, much apologies for that one. We're taking 2 cars today just to give us some flexibility when we get down there. There's one day we're getting off the trail to explore. This is actually our first long road trip with our electric car. It seems to be turning out pretty well. We have to stop twice for charging for 20 minutes each, which, you know, it's not too bad. It gives us a chance to grab something to eat, stretch our feet. And one of the things we decided to do, which will be fun, since I'm driving a gas car, she's driving an electric, we're gonna see how much it costs between the 2 cars to get there. I suspect that the electric will cost less, but we're not quite sure. Our dog Lily was so sad today when we dropped her off. Felt so bad. She, you know, when we put our hiking boots on and we get our packs together, she gets so excited. And, you know, after the episode we had last time we took her hiking, we decided we're definitely not doing any long distance hikes with her. Multi-day hikes, I should say. So we dropped her off at the doggy daycare, and usually she loves going in there because she gets to go play with all the dogs, but she just did not want to go in there today. We just arrived in Salem, Virginia, just down the street from Roanoke. We're just topping off our fuel before we hit the trail. Unfortunately, we weren't able to see who saved the most coming down here because Becky still has free miles on her Tesla. We thought they were supposed to run out a week ago, but apparently she still has free miles, so technically she wins. Free trip down here for electric and $45 for gas. All right, we finally got on the trail. We picked up the trailhead right on Miller Cove Road, which is State Route 621. And we're, yeah, not much of a state route at all. It's a gravel road, by the way. I've never seen a state route that's gravel, but apparently they exist. So we're making our way up the side of the mountain here. We're going up about 350 feet in elevation, and we only have about 1.5 mile trek until we reach camp. So as I mentioned earlier, we're doing the Triple Crown on the Appalachian Trail. It's a section of trail in southern Virginia that is shaped like a horseshoe. It's about 27 miles and has 3 distinct and iconic peaks on it. One is Dragon's Tooth, the other is McAfee Knob, and the third towards the end is Tinker Cliffs. Oh, I guess my inReach message just went through. And it involves about, what's going on here? What's this one? All right, well, that was just a family friend saying, have a good trip. But, where was I? Yeah, so there's those distinct outlooks. So we're gonna hit them. It's 27 miles and about 3,000 feet of total elevation change. So yeah, I think we're gonna have fun with that one. I think that's the most we've done so far on our backpacking trips. So. All right, we just arrived at Pickle Branch Shelter. It's right down there, right there. And it's a nice little shelter, small. And we even have a privy up here, which is a real treat. But we just, we walked down a ways here, down the hill from the shelter, and there's a nice little campsite. Looks like it's overlooking the stream that runs by here. And we think we're gonna get set up down there. We don't usually stay inside the shelter ourselves. We kind of like having our own tents. But looks like Becky's working on cleaning up the tent site down there. You getting all the rocks out?
Yep.
All right. We just finished eating and we're sitting down just to relax. I think Becky's reading a book. I'm not sure what you're doing. Well, she probably will be in a second if she's not now.
Shortly.
Are you really that nervous?
I don't know. I mean...
You got a big tough guy right here. I'll protect you.
Pete, you do recall that one time that we were walking by the bushes. And
that was 20 years ago.
You screamed
that was
like
that was
girl,
literally 20 years ago.
So,
what's wrong with you? You keep on bringing that up after 20 years.
So it left a lasting impression.
Apparently.
I still married you, for the record. I did still marry you. So let's be clear about that. You're gonna have to like.
It was a
up your
primal
pillow and
reaction.
everything.
It was primal. I couldn't help it.
Yeah, and so honestly, if anybody's gonna try to murder us, I would expect you to have another primal reaction, and now I know what it looks like.
I'm gonna just sit here and just watch the sun dim out. Probably have another half an hour or so until the sun sets. This is my favorite part, where you get to just relax, sit down, and just listen to the sounds of nature. I think we had a pretty good day today. We drove for
6 to 7 hours to get down here, which is usually not that fun, but it wasn't so bad. And got down to the trailhead around 5 p.m. We dropped off a car before that. We dropped it off at we have a midpoint that we're going to take a day in town about 3 days from now. So we dropped the car off there. And then we came to our trailhead here, got here around 5 and hiked 1.25 miles, set up camp. That went pretty quick. Had dinner. So tomorrow we're going to hike out to Dragon's Tooth, and that should be pretty amazing. The rock formations are really something. We'll see everybody tomorrow and give you some light updates as we go along.